Right, housings are back from greens. We're into it. We're going to restack this 13B PP and we're going to get it back to a toner. Greens have done an amazing job of doing these grooves here. I just need to insert these plates and then we're stacking the whole engine. So we'll get into it. Yes, I just went and picked these up today and they look amazing. As you can see, these have all been machined out to take these plates here with the double O-rings. What I'm thinking, maybe the water has got through some of these porous points in the DevCon, but nevertheless, with these plates in, problem solved. So I'll get these inserted and then I will prep the rotors, which are over there, and then it's stacking time. Okay, so got one done. These are actually so nice. They fit in there so well. Very tricky to get in, and yeah, you just need to take your time and just work that O-ring in with your nail. I did have to drill a hole through this port into here to push the air out when I was pushing this in. Yeah, but super happy with that. All right, I'll get this one done, and yeah, you know the rest. So last one to go here now, and what I was talking about with drilling these holes out for these. So it even says in the instructions that you get with these is you need to drill a hole to let the air pocket out, because when you're trying to push this in, the air's going to obviously want to push back and you can't seal this properly. So what we're doing is just drilling a hole straight down through this bottom of this here, which comes out into this oil, what is that, an oil injector port. These are blocked up anyway, so I'll drill the hole, put this piece in and just put the cap back in there and we should be good. But close the last one and we're good to go. So yeah, pretty straightforward. As I was just saying, just straight down there. Try and line it up with your oil port there, so probably there. And that's all it needs to do. And then just try and get out all the swarf. You don't really want that sitting in there. Shit, there's a lot in there. All right, I think we're good. So I'm not going to bother filming putting this bit in. It takes forever, but why not? No, actually we will. So what you have to do is you have to work these down very slowly. You just want to run that leading edge and just get it so the first O-ring is sitting in the groove, and then you go ahead and feed the second one. Yeah, it does take a little bit, but if you got nothing but time, you're good to go. Just putting some Vaseline on the edge to let this run down there nicely. What I tend to do is put it in on one end, I'll go that end, and just squash. The O-ring has a real funny shape on the ends of these. So if you just work it in slowly down that end, just try not to push it down too far, because trust me, they're a dog to get back out. Oh, why'd you pop out? You just have to work the O-ring into the groove. This one's tight. I didn't want that to happen. Right, so one end pushed all the way down. It's all good, still have the other end up. We can stick it out again, but it's just a case of starting again. So as I said, you do need to work it down just so the first O-ring's covered, then slide the second O-ring on and then push it down again. What happened then is I pushed it all the way to the bottom, covered up the second groove. So I'm going to start again and then we'll get back into it. Okay, there you go. You can see it. I've just got it down enough where the first O-ring is in the groove. And now I just need to put the second O-ring in that one and then we'll just send it home. Yeah, so there you have it. With a little bit of manipulation, we got that down nice. So as I was saying, if you don't do it slowly, to get these out again once they're down is you can't actually grab it. So what I've done in the past is I've actually glued a bolt to this and just gone popped it straight out, but even that was a mission. But I'm happy with that. So what I'll do is I'll clean that out now, put the bung back in, and yeah, as I said before, we'll start assembling the rotors and then we'll go for the big stack. Okay, so all the prep work is done on the rotors. The apex seals have been re-glued back together, so that's all good. So got the water seals into this one. What I'm going to do is just get some silicone down on these bottom points over here, there and there, and then we're going to go for the first housing, first rotor, put the apex seals in, and then so on and so on. So just need a bunch of silicone down there and just around there as well. Okay, sweet. So water seals, happy with those. Do remember the joint in the water seal goes by the intake port. And so first housing, don't forget this little O-ring there. I have done before and it was a pain in the ass. So this one is good to go on. Okay, I just want to watch those water seals, make sure everything's cool. Mid. So that's cool. Just get some oil down in there on the iron face. Now, front rotor. Pretty sure, where's the, did mark them? Yep, this is the front one here. So before I put it in, just need to make sure that your corner seals are still straight with the apex groove. So that's also not that nice if they don't line up. Mint. Okay, so that's that. Okay, gear side down, pointing up. Okay, happy with that. So, okay, so now we're up to the fun part. All the apex seals, everything's in this one, so happy with that. E-shaft is in. Now I just have to try and balance and get this in. Now, the tricky part about this is water seals are facing down, so I need to keep a real close eye on those and make sure they don't come out of their grooves. Don't forget the O-ring. Okay, so this is good to come down, so you have to bring it down on some squonk angle. Try and get your knee under the E-shaft to pick it up like so. Come straight down and then why have I stuffed this up? Okay, I'm just going to rest it on the dowels. Maybe. Okay, so just got it sitting there. I just want to make sure the water seals are still, they haven't come out of the little grooves. No, we're looking good. Okay, so just, freaking silicone. So just bring it around and we'll be ready to drop it in. Okay, sweet as. So repeat the process now and we'll be ready to close it up very soon. Okay, she's about ready to close up now. Got the rotor in there, all the apex seals are in, got some silicone down there, got the O-ring. I keep bashing on about that because I forgot it once. Yep, not cool. And those are those green plates. So it's last we're going to see of those, but they are so nice. Hopefully everything goes good. I'll close it up, we'll torque it up, front stack on, put the sump on, and I do need to set the timing, so we'll just do that, set the distributor, and it should be good to go home. I haven't managed to get this polished yet, but might be the old hand jobby, I think. Hand job. So engine is all torqued up now, and what I'm doing now is sorting out this front stack, and we'll get the front cover on, throw the sump on, and then stab the dizzy, turn the engine, and hopefully she's all good to go. So I've taken off the stack, what do you call stack gear cover? That thing? Taken that off. Just get this washer in, and then I have to put the spacer in, which is right here. I'm just making sure there's nothing, there's no swarf or anything on it. And just for reference, the spacer in this is an A. It'll probably help knowing that later on down the track, maybe. Who knows? So that goes on. Then you got your torrent bearing, one of those, and that's the case of just slapping this back on here over the top when I figure out which way it goes. There it is right there. Throw the bolts in, I'll torque it up, and then carry on with the front stack. Okay, so basic engine block is all assembled. Got the front stack all sorted, the flywheel was on. Now I need to put the dizzy in. So on the front pulley, the keyway off the front of the E shaft is at 9 o'clock if you're looking straight at it. And the counterweight is sitting between these two through bolts. So that's roughly where TDC? Yeah, we're gonna call it that. So what I need to do on the distributor, as you can see this little arrow here, or this little nub. Which one's the roll pin? That's the roll pin. You need to line it up to that little mark on the wheel. Now that should have just about ready to fire on leading one. Yeah, right there. So line those two marks up, set your engine to this degree, so keyway at 9 o'clock, and then it should just stab straight down. Now it might need a bit of adjusting to get it 100%, but that's fairly close. It will start with it like that. So I will go ahead, tighten this up. I need to get the clutch on, but I don't have a clutch aligning tool for one of those, so I might have to get creative. We'll do that. I'll get the sump on, and then we're going to turn the engine and see if it has any resemblance of compression or all that good stuff. Right, so whole engine is fully reassembled. Got the spark plugs in, sump's just going on. The silicone is still messy, is the word I'm looking for. It's just going everywhere. I put a lot of silicone on both sides of that baffle plate that's in the bottom of the sump. But yeah, so one thing left to do is turn this thing. So we'll see how it goes. It should, hoping, will be all good. Okay. Yeah, it's got quite a lot of spring back on that stroke as well. No, I'm more than happy with that. So, job's done. So, water seals from Greens, water seals, those things, water jacket plates are all installed. So, engine's been pulled down, Greens have done their work and fully reassembled. And it's Wednesday today, so there are still a couple of days left before Tepoi, but it's getting quite late tonight, so I don't think I'll get it back to the owners tonight. It'll have to be a tomorrow mission, so we'll see what they're up to Friday night. Maybe they can put it in their car. Okay, so this was a pretty good result. Quite happy with how it all turned out. Wasn't too much of a major, but she's good to go. So I'll let the owners know that it's ready and moving forward. So that's the end of this video. Next one will be Tepoi, but also still working on this. It's missing a turbo. So we've been doing a little bit of work to this. Hopefully I've got till next Wednesday. This needs to be on the dyno, so it's going to be another long weekend. But anyway, if you're going to make it to Tepoi, I'll see you there, and thanks for watching.